Hello and welcome to Hearth and Hammer. We are a family-friendly D&D show, and we are so excited for you to join us this evening. We are in Campaign 2, Episode 16, Sweet 16, continuing our adventure in the world of Xennelia, our homebrew fantasy system using the 5e system. How are all of you this evening?
I'm favorable. Thanks, Seth.
Yeah,
Favorable.
glad to be back.
That's good. Yes, absolutely.
I feel like it's been a while. Was it just the 1 week we were off, or 2 weeks, 1 week?
I don't know, one or two.
It feels like longer.
It was one.
Regardless, it is always Tika Tik's fault. Let's just
It
establish
usually
that.
is. It is.
Always.
It is.
Yeah. No, it's good to be back even after a short week break. But we are excited to be here. We have some fun stuff to get to. Hopefully Austin gets to join us in a little bit, but we'll see. If he's taking care of some kiddos and hoping that he can join us, but if not, all good. So, with that said, shall we dive into tonight's episode, I think?
Let's do
We
it.
got stuff to
Roll.
do. So,
Oh, why do I feel like I'm gonna die? I feel like third time's the charm. Let's do this.
all right. Well, let's get into it then, shall we?
Let's do it.
Last time on Hearth and Hammer, the party explored the fortress Denisol, observing the garrison troops and seeking observations of the Shademyst army as they were setting up their siege. Skol volunteered to help within the fortress courtyard as defenses and repairs were attempted in the midst of the ongoing artillery. Vigo, Lorys, and Erebus went to find the artificers that were testing Tika's cannon. Upon reaching the Tinker's lab, the members were ushered in to see the results of a recent testing of the device. They informed the crew of their attempts to decipher the mixture used in the blasting powder. They suspected they would be able to crack the recipe within a day or two with the aid of some of the magic users who were currently resting. After further exploration and returning to their room, the group were visited by a Zetali female, Lieutenant Mira, who proposed a daring night mission to tunnel under the fortress wall and under the besieging army to hit one of the rearguard tents of the Shademyst army. Agreeing to join in said plan, the party settled down to try to get an early night's rest before the mission, as much as they could during the near constant bombardment. So, all of you, was there any last minute thing you needed to do before the going to sleep?
Man, I'm tired, buddy. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm super interested in reading some more of that wizard diary thing. So I'm gonna read that with the but also with the anticipation of getting a full 8 hours or 6
Okay.
hours of long rest.
They did say it was going to be probably a short night because they were trying to hit the tent like 4 or 5 in the morning.
What time is
So-
it now? Or when we
I mean, it's probably 9 or 10. So,
Okay, so I think to be safe, I would just go to sleep, and it's been a pretty long day, so I'm already tired. So I'll go to sleep, and then if I wake up with some time to spare, I would read when I wake up.
okay. Absolutely.
Play and
Um,
read when I wake up.
Skol has already rolled over and gone to sleep. So, yeah, anything else from any of you all?
Nope, just cuddled up with the badger on one side and the metal cannon on the other. That's what I'm sleeping with right there.
Okay.
Not
Well,
bad.
so that's still down in the lab by the way.
Oh, well then.
Okay, all right.
I mean, the lab that. No, I'm kidding. That's how it works.
Yeah, I can.
Let's just sleep in the lab.
But yeah, so they're working on refining the black powder recipe is what they're trying to do.
Yes.
So, okay. Well, you all may, you lay down to go to sleep. There is about every half hour or so a distant boom, crack kind of thing. You're within the castle keep itself, so not many of them actually reach you, but it's not the most restful night you've gotten. Everybody roll a d20 for me.
15.
Okay.
12.
16.
Also 16.
Okay. Perfect. So you all, as loud and as obnoxious as the sounds are, you are able to fall asleep and get a full night's rest without any ill effects. So go ahead and mark your long rest if you haven't already. And yeah. So you all are awakened early. It is still very dark. There is a knock on the door, and there are some oil lamps that enter in, and it's an early wake up call for the twilight morning mission. You see the Zetali Lieutenant Mira, as well as a couple of the guards, and she's like, "Well, sorry to wake you so early, but we're about ready to break through on the tunnel. So just need to start getting in place. It'll take us about a 15, 20 minute 20 minutes to travel down the tunnel. So everybody gets up, straps on armor, checks everything. Anything anyone needs to do before you head out?
Ready to go.
I mean,
Yep, same.
the intent is to come back, so I'm leaving other belongings there inside the room.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Just armor and weapons, essentially.
Armor, weapons. That's right.
Okay. So as you're walking through the halls towards some cellars in one of the towers, Lieutenant Mira is talking as you walk, and you notice at this point that she's covered in dirt and grime. She kind of had like a yellowish hue to her, and she's kind of definitely got like a coating of dust from having been in the tunnels, probably participating in the labor as well. And she's talking to you. She's like, "Well, we've got the tunnels. The tunnels is dug, and we believe that we're going to be coming up right on kind of the backside of the that magical tent. We want to make sure we can get in. We're kind of hoping that maybe we can find the source of this magical disturbance that we've been dealing with as well. Maybe grab anything of relevance, take out some of their magic users and give ours a break, and then we'll jump back in the hole and rush back and collapse the tunnel as we go to prevent anyone from following." So but what we'll do is we'll have two Zetali who are going to breach, and they're going to open the tunnel wide enough kind of around where you guys will be standing. So there'll be a little bit of dirt and debris that kind of falls on you, but then you'll be able just to kind of jump right out. So
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have anybody providing overwatch like watching the tent and communicating with us on activity that's happening above us? Because while we're in the tunnels, we're going to be blind to what's happening above us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what we're gonna do, what we've talked with Lord Alaric is we're going to actually have a small sortie. We don't have a huge cavalry force, but we have one group that is going to ride out, cause some distraction, and set fire to some of their front lines, and then try to quickly move back in. So we'll be able to cause some distraction, and we'll be able to cause some damage, but that'll give us some time, and then that way too, there should be a lot less eyes on us there. So, but there will be people there. I don't know that we'll have, with the magic that's been being blocked, I don't know that we'll have necessarily instant communication with them. But if something, we're hoping this is a pretty quick raid. I mean, this is something we want to kind of be in and out. I would think within 5 minutes or so. Because if that army turns around, or we get the attention of some general or something, we could be in real trouble. 5 minutes maybe even too long. So, yeah, we're gonna jump out, try to cause. I would say maybe don't battle cry as you exit. Let's try to stay a little bit quieter. But
I just look over at Skol when you say that.
yeah, exactly. Skull's kind of like stone faced. I don't know what you mean.
So,
It's like,
is the intent? Are we going for stealth here? Like we're talking about popping up out of a hole.
I mean,
So
once we're in
I
the
would
tent,
think not. But
once we're in the tent, whatever we encounter, we're gonna have to be quick. So, I would say, stealth isn't necessarily going to be a primary option, but let's maybe try not to let anyone escape. Let's
Like a
try
surprise
not to.
attack
It's
rather
a
than
surprise
stealth.
attack. Yeah, absolutely. But let's try to not also create such a ruckus that we get the attention of everybody in the camp, in the war camp there. So.
got it. Okay.
Because, I mean, like I said, we're gonna be there with you, but we've been digging all night, and so we're pretty beat. So we can try to, we're gonna guard the hole and maybe see if there's anything we can grab that's within reach, but we're not necessarily in fighting trim at the moment. Wish we had another legion of Zetali. We could have done this with all the tents here, so but that'll have to wait. As you're going, you finally get there, and you get down to this kind of cellar, and you see there is a fairly stable looking, almost like mine type entrance that is going down into the ground at an angle. It's not quite carved stairs, but there's there are kind of steps leading down into it. There's some like wooden, like kind of like a wooden ladder, but that are steps that's kind of set in place. So yeah, you reach there, and she says, "All right, if you all want to follow me, we'll get there, and then we've got a little bit of an open area once we get down there that we can prepare before we breach the tunnel." So
Before we move further, I'm
Does-
just. Oh, go ahead.
Just wanted to look around. Is this scaffolded up or propped up with like wood?
it does look
or-
scaffolded up with wood. It looks. I mean, the timber in here is fresh. Skol kind of looks around, and he kind of sees like some of the like wood that he was carrying back and forth. Like he kind of gets the sense that he like kind of helped bring some of these supplies in. But yeah, it looks like it's been
And-
scaffolded up, and it's kind of like a supported entrance tunnel.
Is it? How deep is it? How much? Like how?
So it
Maybe
looks
how
like
big is the shaft, and then how much do I estimate is above our head? Like how much
Sure.
ground?
So
Like,
you give me an intelligence check.
oh, my best at. But I mean my worst. I got a critical failure on that roll there.
Okay. You're not sure. You look at this dark hole with very, very faint glowing lights, and it is not a welcome sight to you. You know, having grown up burying, family members and of, villagers that you've known and being in charge of this, you're very familiar with digging, but like this is like you entering that world, and it gives you pause for a second. So,
Guys, I don't know about this. This is this safe?
this Zetali turns and she goes, "Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, besides being masters at digging and tunneling, we've quite the engineers, and yeah, it's absolutely safe. And whenever we're finished, we'll be able to safely collapse it, but there's no concern for it to happen while we're in it." So
I put my hand on Vigo's shoulder and just say, as I know the Zetali, I trust their work.
you get a respectful nod from Mira.
In this current moment, out of character, do we have the badger with us? Can the badger fit in the tunnels? Or
It looks like
at
the badger
first
could
glance?
fit. It's
Okay.
gonna be tight because it is a giant badger, and so you're not gonna be like walking around or beside the badger. It's gonna be a single file. But Lieutenant Mira said there was gonna be a little bit of space at the end to kind of prepare.
Yeah, so with that observation and that knowledge, I'm gonna go to Tika Tik, and I'm just gonna say, like, I recommend leaving your pet behind, because if they are pulling up the rear, we're not gonna be able to exit, and if they're leading, we're not gonna be able to go any further. I just think it's too much of a tight fit. What do you think?
When he says pet, her nose like
Oh no!
wrinkles up. Like
Whoops.
she nods her head. She nods her head. I understand.
Yep.
But he's not a pet.
I respectfully acknowledge, and I apologize. I meant companion.
Okay. So she's going to just reach her hand behind the badger's head and telepathically, as she's able to have that communication with the badger, she's going to just tell him what's happening, explain to him what's happening, and she's also going to encourage him to move closer up to the ramparts and try and communicate that to someone else. Like, don't have him down here waiting in the cellar. I think that'd be too confined for him. And so she's going to just kind of communicate, like, let him get outside a little bit, best you can, to let him kind of stretch his legs a little bit. And
Yeah.
she understands. So
Yeah,
but then she points to Erebus, though. Are you going to carry me? Are you going to carry me? Is that?
Let's go. Yeah, I do this and I point on my back.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
So, you're able to, get one of the guards that are down here. I mean, there is like a full squad as well, who look to be kind of like the rear guard for the tunnel entrance. If something were to happen, they've got small round shields and short swords. They look, almost like nautical marines of some kind that are used to like the small confined spaces. But they're there, and then there's some other guards. One of them is you're able to get one and have them take them up to the courtyard area. So, Skol looks a little uncomfortable, and he is clearly sizing it up. He's going to have to probably be hunched over quite a bit, maybe even hands and knees a few times, seeing as how he's so tall. Vigo, you also are like realizing that you're going to have to be hunched over, kind of squatted down a little bit. The rest of you,
Is there any
I mean,
light?
Tika, there is light. You can see as you begin to descend the steps here, there are little infused gemstones that are kind of giving off like a prismatic, like rainbowed color. Like, it's not rainbow, but it's not like a full white. It's kind of just like a very dim light. It's almost like somebody cast, kind of the like the light spheres or whatever spell into these little gems, but they're just kind of like punctured up into the ceiling of the tunnel every so many feet, giving you this kind of like dim light, but it's not fire. You're not worried about anything happening with an open flame in a tunnel. So you do realize as you begin, the floor is relatively, once you get down through it, the floor is relatively smooth. It's fairly impressive how smooth they've been able to make this tunnel. And the walls are like I said, they're braced with fresh timber and ropes, and looks pretty sturdy. But what is the order that you're going in at the moment? Is Skol going first?
I would think Skol first.
Okay.
Probably somebody with night vision. Does Skol have night vision? I know you can see because of light, but we probably want somebody who can see forth.
I think Tika and I are the only ones who don't.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a half-orc, so
he is a half-orc,
right?
so yeah.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? I think it makes sense for Skol to go first, and then do we want like Erebus or Tika to go second, and then maybe myself third? We don't really run a risk of being caught, from the back end on the way in. We should probably. This is also probably a good time to discuss of what the ideal order for us to leave is. I realize that things may happen when we get out there, and we may just.
Is this single file?
leave
Like, are we gonna
going
pop
the way
up in the same
It's
order that we walk in?
so the way Lieutenant Mira said is that right now you're traveling in single file. She said that there is a small opening at the end where you can adjust who's going to be rearrange who's going to be going where or whatever. So
part of my thinking is that it may make sense for us to have one or two of us in front of Skol and two of us behind, just in case something happens, so that just because if it's hard for him to turn around, if it's too tight for him to turn around, he doesn't get stuck, all of us behind him. You know what I mean? That's kind of my thought. And two, I think it'd be good to have somebody up front just in case, like he needs. I mean, I don't know how he's going to respond, how he would react, but it may be good for us to have somebody to be able to talk to him rather than all of us behind him as he's trying to get through.
Talk to him. What's that? Someone to talk to him?
So my worry is I don't know how he's going to respond, how he's going to react, but being able to calm him down if needed, or if he can't see something, being able to just. I don't know. Is he going to be claustrophobic? Is he going to just?
Like, what's going to cause this transformation?
Skol.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
Is it
to this point,
problematic
you've seen him
if he transforms
transform
into the
twice,
tunnel?
and he
Well,
seems
I mean,
to
if
have had
he's-
control over it. But he's going in as himself at the moment.
That's
so.
true. I
Does
didn't
he
know.
have
Listen,
control
I
if he
just think he's a
transforms
little.
into-
I think Seth's just a little too crafty. That's all. So I'm just trying
would-
to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
Skull
I would think that the
turns to
main
your
danger-
concerns and he says, well, I mean, like, I'm happy to go first, if maybe not in the tunnel, but definitely when exiting the tunnel, and then I'm happy to be rear guard or whatever. Though this tunnel may be a little tight for me in my transformed form. And you kind of having this discussion, and Lieutenant Mira's like, you absolutely can play rearguard for your party, but we will be in the part of rearguard for everyone, as we will be collapsing the tunnel as we come back.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Skol,
I
are
would
you-
think that one of the main dangers would be tunnel collapse, and I don't know that it affects our order, but it's probably something to think about. I don't know what I
if
would
the tunnel
do
collapses
in
on
that
me,
situation.
As long as if the tunnel collapses on me, I can actually, I don't need to breathe. So I can go last on the way out if we're concerned about that. Give us an extra one person to get, But yeah. Anyways,
Who can't see in the dark?
Tika and Vigo. No, Lorys, you can see in the dark.
Laura,
I was
she
pointing
should be able
at-
to.
He was pointing to both of
Oh,
us.
Oh,
Wrong order.
so
yeah, not
It
the same order,
changes.
then.
Yeah.
so marching order. I think the people that can't see in the dark goes in the middle, so we can guide them to and from if
That
needed.
makes sense.
Put Skol also in the middle as well. So middle would be Tika. It would be Lorys. It would be Skol. Leading the way, and Vigo. Let's go and throw you in the way. Let's have you start. You're expendable. And then I'll pick up the rear, as I've almost died twice already in this campaign. So there's your order.
What's that
So
order again?
Vigo.
He got you two mixed up. Vigo doesn't have night vision.
Vigo
Lorys
does not have
does.
night
Oh,
vision.
I'm
I
so
have
sorry.
night vision.
Yeah. So sorry. So Lorys is going to lead the way. You're going to lead the way. And then it's going to be Vigo, Skol, Tika Tik, and then me.
Vigo would be nervous leading anyway with his critical fail intelligence. He's pretty wary of this tunnel.
Lieutenant Mira is also going to
Do
be
it.
in front of all of you at this point too.
Okay,
So.
I was just a little. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
she
tough,
she
but
is
I was a little nervous about
she
my
is.
head
I
coming out of
mean,
that
she's a
tunnel first.
Zetali. They have dug this tunnel. She's already been back and forth in it multiple
Yeah.
times. She's
I've
there to guide
also,
you.
almost died twice, so
So
I'm just a little nervous about going first.
so yeah.
Before
So
you,
go ahead.
yeah. So I just turn over to Skol, and I'm going to ask Skol, like, are you feeling okay? Like, you don't even sound like yourself right now. You sound completely different.
It's like, well, I mean, it's my morning voice.
Are you nervous? Are you scared?
Oh no, not at all.
It's not like you.
I'm excited to, potentially go into battle. I feel like I've been a little useless as a warrior. Just huddled up in this castle. But
Yeah,
Well,
me too. I'm ready to. Let's.
yeah, I think you're
Let's
getting there.
go.
Towards the end there, your voice started sounding.
it'll
correct.
come back. It'll come back.
Okay.
So,
All right, just making sure.
All right.
yeah.
I start climbing down that ladder.
Okay.
Lead the way, buddy.
Yeah.
ready
Lieutenant
to
Mira
go.
goes down
How does
there.
my voice sound? How does my voice sound?
We can't hear you. You're mute.
You guys actually say that too. So,
Really
Yeah.
nice.
so yeah, okay. Well, so you all begin traveling down the tunnel. Everybody, roll a d20.
We're dead.
That's a nat 20.
Nice.
Is there any modifiers of any sort for this?
Like a plus 19 or something?
You got a 5?
No, I'm kidding.
5.
Yeah. Three? Okay.
I have a
all right.
19.
Oh my
19.
gosh, this is so good. They're being
Okay.
trapped on
Nice.
the other side of Skol.
Nice
We're
30
just
dice.
back here.
I should have done last.
You
What's
fall 20
happening?
feet to your death.
All I see is orc butt. What is happening?
No, it mostly it was to see if you got a natural 1. So you all are able to travel through. There's a couple times, Lorys, you, even though you're confident that like you're not gonna have any issues being buried alive, you kind of get that claustrophobic feeling. There's a couple of times where it kind of like turns and Lieutenant Mira gets just a little bit out of vision for you, like, and so you're like, but then she's there waiting around the bend or whatever. Vigo, you're behind him and you are just kind of like, can't see what's in front of him. Even though you can see your hands and you can see your hands and your feet and you can see the tunnel walls enough with this dim light, it's still just like you can't see behind you when you look back because there's a giant orc blocking anything from that way, and you're like, I can't go back. It's only forward right now, and so you're just like pushing through. But you travel down this tunnel for a solid 20, 25 minutes until you finally come to an area where Mira is waiting, and it looks like it's a small kind of, rounded, almost cave-like area. And there's Mira and 2 other Zetali, and then this area that looks big enough for all of you, but it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. But everyone's able to kind of get in and like move to the side. And she looks at you all and says, "All right, we're going to actually push upward into 3 different places in this circular area. So we should have about a 5 to 10 foot hole. Just kind of depends how we come up. But be prepared. We should be towards the back of the tent. So I don't know what we're gonna find, but we need to try to, though not be stealthy. Let's try not to make too much commotion. Let's maybe keep the battle cries to a minimum, at least until we're jumping back in the hole to leave. And then if you want to set something on fire, go for it.
It's like he knows our party. Setting stuff on fire is Lorys. Yelling out random nonsense.
Lorys.
You've heard the tales.
Or is it just kind of like anything?
I mean, at the end of the day, we do want to cause some destruction. We need to interrupt what's going on here. But so
do you know
right.
what's? Sorry to interrupt you,
sure,
Lieutenant Miraz.
Mira, yes.
Do you know what to expect in this tent? Like,
not a clue. Not a clue.
I'm thinking piles of black powder and no people.
Well,
but
we're not coming up into one of the tents that is by the cannons. We're coming up into the magic user's tent that is a bit further back and kind of isolated. That's also why we chose it, because they kind of left a wide berth, like almost like a neutral zone around this magic tent, and there's only been magic users and maybe some of their guards that have been going in and out of it. So it's the most isolated target.
We don't know where they make the powder, right?
We don't, but we have a educated guess that the tents that are behind the artillery positions are where they keep the ammunition and this blasting powder. Since that's kind of where they've been pulling it from. No, not in this tent. There's just DM to players, just as a reminder. There was like all of the army, all of the soldiers in front. Then there were some like cavalry and some siege weapons, and then there was the cannons arrayed up in a kind of a row behind them, and then there was like tents behind each of the cannons, and those tents were kind of like where the crews were getting, ammunition and stuff like that. And then behind that, a little bit a ways further, there was a large pavilion tent, kind of a command tent, and then there was a smaller tent that looked like magic users were coming in and out of. So,
okay.
So, all right, if we're ready, I think we can prepare ourselves to jump in. So, be ready for anything. Maybe we'll catch some of them asleep. Who knows? It is super early in the morning.
Just in this moment, this is like the DM's best dream come true. Like literally anything can happen in the next couple of seconds. So like, let's do
going
this.
to burst through in an unknown, literally blind room.
There's
get a camera
lightsabers
on your dice tray? Can we go ahead and get a camera real quick on your dice tray?
Yes,
That'd be real helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a
I
whole
do
lot of
have
dice.
one. I need to get another arm or something to set it up over it. So, okay, so Skol's gonna jump out first. Who's kind of jumping out? It's kind of gonna be everyone kind of jumps out. So, What is you basically are gonna have one surprise action of some kind. What do you want to prepare?
Damn.
Probably bless.
Are we popping up in the tent or outside the tent to go in the tent? Do we know?
Outside the tent. I mean, excuse me, inside the
Outside
tent.
the
Inside
tent?
the tent. Inside the tent.
Inside
Inside
the
the tent.
Inside the tent.
The Zetali are expert engineers and
Okay.
tunnelers.
So Tika Tik would like to go in fairly close to the front. She has her net, and her goal is to get in and just launch that on. If she can see a group of 2 or 3 that are huddled, just to slow them down while
Okay.
the rest kind of come in. And so that's going to be what she's got her net in one hand, and her hand on her dagger as well. Just
Okay.
I mean, in case she needs to switch, but like her goal is going to be to pop up, throw that net on some adversaries to try and slow them down.
Does that have a radius or something?
It doesn't have a radius. It does have a range, but I'm sure we'll be there. So
Okay.
yeah, it says 5 feet and then 15 feet are the range that it gives there. Which again, depending on how big this tent is, probably going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I am going to ready the flaming spear spell. And I'm so excited.
Okay. So you're gonna cast that first thing when you pop out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be ready to do it.
You,
Into
so do you
the
do it or be ready to do it?
exploding
Because we're
mess lab.
behind the tent. We're
potentially.
behind the tent, right? We're not inside of a tent. You said we're behind the tent.
No, in the tent.
You remember?
In the
In
tent.
the tent? Oh.
In
In
the
the
tent.
tent.
You remember
yes.
when the nice lady said no fire, right?
Did she say
remember
that?
that?
I thought she said.
I think so.
She said,
yeah.
"Wait till after you're leaving, like when you're
After we're
jumping back
leaving.
in the
Oh.
hole."
Okay, thank you for the reminder. I'm glad we had this chat. I
Good talk, good talk.
will.
I kind of want to see if Vigo maybe recognizes like the components that he pulls out, just to see if he actually recognizes that's what he's gonna cast, or if he just has no clue.
No, I'm gonna do. No, I'm gonna do that.
DM,
Someone
do
else
I
go.
have any? I don't know the rules on this. What I can and cannot. Can I cast false life as a ritual? Is that a thing?
I don't. So it would have a little book icon. If you're looking in, are you looking in alchemy? Or are you looking in like D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond.
So there would be a little book icon next to it if it's a ritual. If it is able to be ritually cast, ritual casting is usually 10 minutes.
I have the ritual caster feat. Does that help anything?
Then a spell has
Testing
to
my
have the
knowledge.
ritual casting moniker or whatever
Okay.
on it.
No matter what. Okay, so I'll just cast bless. Is my thing.
I think let's see, feats.
Not as ritual cast. I'll burn a
These
slot.
I'm going to ready the true strike.
No, that just gives you some extra ritual. It gives you an extra. It gives you a book with extra spells in it, is what the
Okay.
ritual caster feat does. So it's not like war caster where you get to cast things even at close range with no penalty. It's not like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready the true strike cantrip.
True strike. Okay.
Can I trigger my bless if on the contingency of seeing people in the room in the surprise round?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that. If I see enemies, I'll cast it.
Okay. On the enemies.
No, bless
I'm
on.
just kidding.
And I intend to do it as a
That
second
does seem
level.
on brand for us. It does
Yeah.
seem on
I
brand.
was gonna say roll to see if you put it on the right people.
You kick the ball into the opposing team, in your own.
Yeah, we have a bonfire cast on us and bless cast on them. That's how that's gonna go right there. That's it.
Absolutely.
I didn't do bonfire.
I think-
I did try to do flaming spear, but
I think for
fortunately I
Erebus,
remembered.
a wood elf doesn't have a level 1 spell slot, right?
I mean,
'Cause I
you have spells. So,
I have Armor of Agathis, but it's a level 1 spell slot.
So
but
if
I don't
it's
think Wood
if
Elf
it's as a
rogues-
feat, so if it's as a if it's as a feature, then generally it's like you get it to cast as like
Just cast
one
it
time.
once
It's like
without-
it's a
Okay.
one-time cast.
you, like,
Okay,
use it.
because I selected it as a feat, but I just it didn't make sense because I'm a rogue. Like, doesn't. Anyways,
So yeah,
so,
I mean, but you wouldn't even have to wait necessarily to do that. You could
Yeah.
cast it and still prepare
Yeah.
something because it wouldn't be a
yeah.
How long does it last?
So 5 turns. Stand by.
1 hour.
1 hour. I'm looking at
long
5-10
time.
points. Duration
Yeah.
1 hour. Yeah. So I'm gonna coat myself in the armor of Agathis.
nice.
And I'm gonna go ahead and go into stealth because as my buddies, as my party is gonna go in all hot and heavy. I'm gonna go in as stealthy as I can to maybe hopefully skirt the edge and flank.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and give me a stealth check just to prepare that. So
29. That's a natural 20 plus 9.
perfect.
I'm invisible.
Everyone in the tunnel can't see you, so
The one time it works.
no.
Down to the 3 of us now.
But no, yeah,
I may
you'll
not be
you'll
able to
do it.
bless you.
No, he's not invisible.
Which
He's
is
not
okay.
invisible. So.
I just coat myself in mud so I blend in with the walls. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, if you're all ready, Skol has chosen what he's about to do. He's gonna basically transform as he jumps out. So, real quick so that I don't forget that, actually. One moment.
Did we establish that Lorys is just like attacking everybody when he gets up there? Or did he pull
Lorys,
back?
Flaming Spear.
Flame spear, bonfire.
Our like most non-tank is tanking. Like that's
That's
awesome.
it. That's it.
Pull aggro.
What
Yeah.
was?
For sure.
Why is the mage pulling aggro?
Because he set everything on fire. Be one of them.
Okay.
Oh, he's the haunted one. That's it. It's come up. It's coming out now.
I like it.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure. I know what his thing is. Okay. Yep.
This music does not sound like we're about to go into combat.
Oh, it's okay.
They're all asleep. They're all
He-
asleep.
Nice.
Yes, that's.
We're gonna
they're all
pop up and they're all just
sleeping, so-
passed out.
So
Good
you
to
all prepare yourselves.
I'm gonna
You're
cast
getting
True
ready,
Strike on someone who's asleep.
and Lieutenant Mira says, "All right, are you ready? All right, here we go."
No,
they
the music
start-
changed.
They start. You see the Zetali's hands shift into these like flat but kind of pointed shovel-like spades as they reach up and begin, digging at angles that are like kind of like at an incline, so that you can climb out of this hole. And they breach very quickly, and you all are able to climb out of this hole. It's about a 10-foot climb. Everybody give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check. We'll say with advantage because it's the Zetali.
Oh, God, yes.
Nat 20 again, +4, 24.
All right.
With advantage, saved my Easter.
So,
And that was
You said
acrobatics.
athletics or
Okay.
what? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
13.
yeah.
Let's do acrobatics. 13.
18.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so Skol begins climbing up this as almost like before the hole is finished opening up. But it's almost like they breach and his head is rising up out of the ground as it just like kind of like falls away around you. Tika, having been saved for kind of being like lower than everyone, doesn't get the falling debris on her, and she leaps up, jumps off of Skol's shoulders, and actually the first person full out of the hole, and is like, it's that kind of ninja leap in the air where she's like,
mid-air
with net. Absolutely. Tika, what you see, give me a perception check. Give me a perception check.
Listen, guys, I don't know what I did, but that's a 19 before I add my +2, so that's a 21.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Nice.
What you see is a much larger tent than you imagined, but it is there, and it is there's more light than you imagined as well. But as you leap out of this hole, kind of down behind you, you're facing kind of the middle of the tent, but down behind you, you see up against the back of the tent, there appear to be 5 pallets, and 3 of them have sleeping figures on them. You see there are 2 tables to your left that have various scrolls and parchments and what looks like books on them. There is a podium almost directly in front of you with this open spell book, some sort of grimoire that looks chained to the podium. And in front of that podium is a large table covered in runes. And floating above this table is a massive yellow crystal that is chained to the table, that is glowing. Not quite like, it's not like glowing where it's too bright for you to look at. It's just got this pretty like nice like ambient glow to it that is illuminating the tent besides the candles that are spread out throughout. You see on your right, on the other side of this table with this massive crystal, the crystal is like almost the size of you, Tika Tik. And it is floating and glowing, and there are runes etched into it as well. You see on the right, on the other side of the table, there is a small brazier with some embers left over from the previous night, some boxes around it. There's another table on the other side, on the opposite side of the tent from you, with what looks like maybe some potion bottles and boxes and stuff stacked up. You see, besides the 3 sleeping figures before you, you see across the way, over at the potions table with their back to you, a robed figure. And it is messing with concoctions over there. And that seems to be all that is in the tent at the moment.
4 total people.
So it looks like
3
4
sleeping
total
and
people,
1.
3 asleep, and 1 who is up doing something at the table.
The
You know what?
sleeping
I should
armed,
just show
or-
you what it looks like.
one's-
So-
Yes.
Sounds like I should cast Bless.
I'm going to post this in
Sounds like I
Discord.
should cast Blazing Spear.
This will be in Campaign 2 chat.
Is this gonna be Owlbear today?
Yep.
No, I'm gonna hit backspace. I'm now unicorn.
Fancy.
I need to get something. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
I feel like I'm playing Starfield.
Tika looked really awesome floating with the net, but now as this weight, she just is slowly drifting back down to the floor.
Okay. All right. Can you see it? Can you see
Yes.
anything? Okay.
Just
what?
just the map.
Yeah.
No tokens.
Where?
They're not tokens yet.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure you could see everything at the moment. So.
Where? Are you?
There's a
I'm
link
sorry.
in campaign shoe chat. In a different,
Yeah, you're.
it's a different room.
Yeah, you're not in it yet.
Yeah, I'm Winter Wolf because I'm trying to be fast about this.
It's also in our private chat.
Yeah, I see the. I clicked the link. It says you'll join the room when the owner accepts the request.
Yep, I got the request.
Okay, baller. I'm in.
That's not yours.
Okay, I apologize. I put my name as the default. As a Winter
It's okay.
Wolf. I was just in a hurry.
Listen, I was unicorn a second ago.
Tika.
You can change it.
How,
That one's not yours, Tika.
I'll
know.
edit name.
I'm just
Yes,
messing with
thank
it.
you.
I
No,
know,
thank you.
How do you know it was me that was messing with it?
because it
There
says
we
your
go.
name.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's
You
see.
mean I'm
Is
not
this the
Gandalf?
Little wizard? Or is that's GM? That's the whoever went ahead of us. Who went in front of us?
I don't know
Lieutenant
quite why
Miraz.
it's not giving me. Hold on.
Be confused with Lieutenant Dan.
Well. Oh, here we go. Yeah, maybe. Tika, I don't know. Yes, Tika.
I just saw Tika join.
I know. I got that. But for whatever reason, it is not letting me take the token that I just placed on it.
Oh, did I mess with it? And
I think so.
well,
I'm
Erebus
not
just
sure.
moved it, so it wasn't me that time.
Yeah, I was just able to move it.
Something is wrong.
On the top right, do you have selected the move tool?
Oh, hold on. Let's see.
Or W? Hit W for move tool.
No. My top thing actually disappeared. Where did it go? Goodness gracious. It's like freaking out or something. Thank you, Albert. I'm so happy that you did this. I feel like it just froze on me. Hold on. There we go. Goodness gracious.
You probably need to upgrade your graphics card.
You know, I probably do.
The new
Do
5040.
you need to construct additional pylons?
Yep.
Need more overlords.
Where is my... My goodness, this is being ridiculous.
I'm gonna trust that I have like 30 seconds to be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
And start fighting.
Yeah,
Kidding.
like I don't know what happened because everything was working earlier.
Maybe close browser and get back in.
I'm gonna
Try
have
everything
to, I
over.
guess.
Also try the old incognito window.
Yeah.
Sometimes that helps.
Do you have power to your computer right now?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's IT question
Okay.
number 1. Are you connected to the Wi-Fi's?
The Wi-Fi's are
Wi-Fi's.
good.
Is the Wi-Fi good? How many of the RAMs do you have?
Quite a few.
Just Cooper Cup, and that's why it's moving around so slow.
Yeah.
Our DM is playing on
That was a
56k
sports
mode
reference on a D&D game, guys.
Ooh,
The sports.
I know.
the sports,
We lost 10 subscribers when I said that. I apologize.
probably. Yeah. Ah, these
Okay.
jocks. These jocks playing D&D.
Fantasy football is kind of like D&D.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can you guys see my cow?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how'd you choose their icon?
Cows work.
How'd you choose your icon?
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
I want to choose my icon.
You can add your own images.
How?
Down on the props.
Props. I don't see props.
Way at the bottom.
Do you have to sign in?
Oh, probably.
Had it.
I have tokens for you guys, but it's
Oh, because it's
being
Owlbear.
ridiculous
I
right
don't know
now.
if I have like an Owlbear account.
Well, Vigo wanted to show his cow's butt to everybody, so that'll
Yep.
be his icon.
Apologies here. It's being ridiculous. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna shut this because
It's a very
I think it was the browser I was using.
plastic.
I'm gonna have to take away your privileges, people.
Yeah, again,
Sorry.
I noticed that there's a 40-foot.
Hey, it's working way better. Okay.
Nice.
Does that use the Watcher? The fantasy version of the Watcher?
Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. All right, we're ready now. Sorry, guys. That was stupid. But apparently that browser did not like it. Okay. So now... Oh my gosh. It's ridiculous.
True strike ready.
What was that?
Sorry.
Is it a ghost?
That's how big that was.
Okay.
I found a monkey paw. What do I do with it? Uh-oh. A wish was used. Who's nervous? Nothing seems to
Seriously.
have happened here.
Is there anything we can do to help?
No, unfortunately. Hold on. Let me see. If I can get the mobs out here, then we'll be fine.
Who's this guy? Halfling wizard.
Oh, I see stuff.
Oh, that's Tika's the goblin sorcerer? No, Tika.
I was just looking at it.
Oh, okay. There's a druid. Tiefling wizard. Regular wizard.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Sorcerer. That's like my alchemy.
Can you see your... There we go.
Goblin sorcerer.
Okay.
Blood hunter. Rogue.
Hey. It's okay. We're good.
Nice.
Okay, so all of you are basically stacked on the hole at the moment.
Oh, we didn't come out the middle there. We came out this
No.
hole in the back of the
Yeah,
pit.
you're coming out this hole in the back. So Tika, you are coming out of the hole. You get to do your action first. What do you want to do with your net?
Okay. So I'm coming out of the hole. How close? So she's gonna try and get as close as she can to the magic user that's working on the potions to hit him with the net. That's her
Okay.
goal. He's conscious.
I mean, I'll
That's what
say
she's-
coming out of it, you still have like full movement as it's a kind of a surprise round.
Okay. So then I would say trying to come on the opposite side of the
The ones who are on the
sleepers.
ground. Okay.
and also as she's getting probably I guess about here is about as far as she would need to be able to throw it. She's probably going to peek through that opening of that tent just to see what all's out there before really setting it loose.
Okay. Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. It is 12.
Okay. I mean, you can kind of see what looks like a whole bunch of little glittery lights out in the dark, like some campfires. That's about it.
Okay.
They don't look
Yeah,
close. So.
Yeah, no. So she's just, she just want to make sure there wasn't like 3 sitting there at that doorway. So I'm gonna launch it.
Okay. Give me a roll.
And
Okay. What does it say on your net? Let me see.
the larger, smaller creature hit by a net is restrained until it is freed. It has no effect on creatures that are formless or creatures that are huge or larger. Creature can use action to make a DC 10 strength check, freeing
Okay.
itself or another creature within its reach on a success.
And it's thrown. So did you use like a modifier at all?
That was me clicking in D&D Beyond
Okay,
on
okay.
my modifier. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you throw.
Otherwise, it would have been a freaking 18. It'd been great.
Okay. So you throw your net, and it doesn't look like it quite covers the creature totally. So what do you want to do?
I mean, that's my surprise attack, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
Okay.
what
That's
I've
it.
got.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll say you're right there. Put you on a square there. You're like up against the table. Okay. So who is going next for the surprise round, and then we'll do initiative.
Who did he throw the net on?
He tried to
I
throw the
tried to
net
throw it on
to the one that's across the way, but he missed.
That's actually conscious.
Okay. Did he notice? Is he moving? Did he like turn around?
I mean, this is all kind of happening split second
at the same
so His
time?
reaction will
Yeah.
come after you guys. So
Yeah. If I'm able to, and this is pure asking permission.
sure.
But with my natural 20 sneak, what I would like to do is sneak to the point where I'm behind that same NPC
Mhm.
and make a stealth stab with my dagger.
Okay.
I want to cut through.
Can I interrupt his thing and jump in with a bless so he doesn't get too far away?
Yeah. You can bless
So I
everybody.
think-
So
Okay.
2, 3.
he kind of
I
does
could
it
probably
as
hit him
you're-
over there anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can. Everyone except for myself. And
Plus his advantage to hit on attacks.
you get a plus. You get to roll an additional D4
Or not advantage.
on any saving throw or attack roll
And that
until
includes
my
spell
concentration's
attacks?
broken.
That includes spell attacks? Or attack spells or whatever?
Anytime you get a roll to hit, I think.
Okay.
What now? What is that? D4.
Yeah, an
Okay.
additional D4.
Tika, that wouldn't have helped.
So I'll do that on everyone except me.
Because you can only cast it on 4.
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
burn a level 2 slot to do 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So you do
Appreciate
that,
that.
and then go ahead and give me an attack roll. Do you want the right there, or do you want right in front of Tika?
Let me see what you're pointing at.
Should be on the map.
Yeah. I want to be as close. Probably like, yeah, that's perfect right there. As I draw out my dagger, which I think I got back from Vigo. If I didn't, I pull out my rapier. Did I get
Yeah,
it
you
back
got
from
it
you,
back.
Vigo? Okay.
Yeah, we talked about you having it before.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna pull that ornate dagger out. Yep. Let's roll. I'm all over the place. Here we go. Okay, so that is a 14 without blessing, and blessing's a +4.
Plus D4.
Plus a
Yeah.
D4.
Just roll an additional
A
D4,
D4.
with your 20.
Okay. So that's a 14 plus a 4, 18.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
And it's not plus the full 4. You got to roll for
Yeah,
it. So it's
we'll roll a
up to-
D4.
okay.
Yeah, I got
Got
it.
it.
Yeah. So
But
it's
he
the
got
14
a
plus
4.
4. And so that's a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do the rapier damage is 7 points of piercing damage plus the sneak attack, which is 6 additional points.
Okay. So 13.
13. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you drive your knife into the back of this creature. Not really sure what it is. Some sort of hooded figure. But yeah. Okay. And then who's going next? Lorys?
Is this kind of a round? Like, would I
So this
do a
is your
bonus
surprise
action?
attack.
Okay, so no,
Yeah.
no bonus action.
Yeah. So, but
Okay.
we'll roll initiative after this and see what
Perfect.
happens. So,
Tracking.
Lorys, you want to go ahead and go?
So my readied action was True Strike.
Okay.
So,
I would say you need to either move to one side or the other of the crystal to get a good, like, not give
okay.
cover if you want to shoot at the one that's standing up.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to look at. So I will move. Is this me? This is me.
That is you.
Honk. 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 That. And then I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So True Strike. So I'll cast True Strike on this.
Okay.
Source.
Go for it.
Strike. So that was my ready action. So then I still have my like attack action essentially, right?
Well, right now it's just the one action.
Oh, it's just the one action. Okay.
Mhm.
So I cast True Strike on.
So what does that do? It gives you advantage on your next attack?
It gives me advantage on my next attack roll against
Okay.
that.
Is it anyone
creature.
advantage or just you?
Just me until sheesh. It's like I think it's like on my next turn.
Awesome. Fantastic. All
And
right,
it's
so
it's the concentration spell. So provided that the concentration was not broken.
right.
It gives me a brief insight into the target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target, provided the spell hasn't ended.
Okay.
So I guess I have to like maintain concentration through the round.
Okay, so Skol actually was transforming as he emerged. And so he is going to let's see. Yes. So he has as he merged, he basically pulled his greatsword out, seeing a creature prone on the ground, and just kind of basically pulls it off his back and just swings it down like chopping wood axe style onto the
Yes.
guy nearest him
Yes.
Gandalf.
there. And that person is prone, so he gets advantage. He definitely hits.
Now there's 2 figures lying prone.
There's 3.
How do you not hit
Yeah, I
someone
mean,
who's not only
There's 2
prone,
there.
but
That's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Should you not just do like max damage? I don't know the rules of that. I'm just kind of wondering.
So it's
Wow.
not really that. Let's see.
Like, can you not just literally chop their head off? Like, I guess it's.
So he
Maybe
does
that's the best time for this question.
17 points of damage with his greatsword to this creature on the ground. So it is quite hurt. But with that, did you want to move anywhere, Vigo? Like, were you trying to move anywhere?
We get another round, don't we?
Well, yeah,
Like
I'm
a
just saying,
normal
like,
round, we
as
roll
part of
for
your
it.
kind of like surprise round, which direction are you heading?
You cast Bless and then you get a movement, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I'll back up against this table with the scrolls near
The scrolls.
Okay.
Lorys.
Okay, sounds good. I'm actually gonna put him right there.
Good right there.
Okay. With that, everybody roll initiative.
Shit.
17.
11.
15.
20. A dirty 20.
Sorry, 2015 for Vigo?
Yep.
You said 11, Lorys?
Yeah.
CJ, what'd you have?
I had 17, but I forgot I got a bonus on initiative, so it's 21.
Nice.
It's a decent bonus.
Let's get him, Tika Tik. Let's go. This dude standing up has no chance.
With Silverleaf.
He got a 14, and then they are going to. Ooh. So. Not great on theirs.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tika, you're up first.
Okay. So, nothing. So right now the status is we've got.
Yeah, so the net basically hits him like in the back of the legs, doesn't do anything, but right as you're throwing it, Erebus is almost there. You didn't see how he got there so quickly or where he even came from almost, but all of a sudden you see him there and he's like stabbing him in the back with his blade.
Okay. And I still can't tell what kind of creature it is. It's still whatever covered.
Yeah, I mean it's like hood up in the back. They were like messing with something. Not quite sure.
Okay.
How tall is it?
It's standard height.
Tall as me?
More like a little shorter.
Human height? Okay.
Humanish, yeah.
All right. So, I think Tika's going to move to get a little better position before throwing her dagger.
Okay. You're going to throw a dagger? Okay, go for it.
Yep. Let's see. All right, that is a 20 without bless.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You hit.
Right, and damage is 5.
Okay, so knife hits, and then all of a sudden, as you're standing there and you pull your knife out, another knife comes in flying from your right. Erebus sticks into the back of the same creature, and they're like, kind of like making grunting noises that like kind of knocked the wind out of them a little bit. But Erebus, it is your turn.
Yeah. So I'm not going to move initially. I'm going to continue with my dagger, attempt to strike again in the same place, same manner.
Okay.
So for a hit chance, a dirty 20.
Yep, you hit.
Okay. Am I still considered stealth?
At this point, they know someone is behind them attacking them. So, no.
Yeah. Okay. 6 damage, and I blessed to add a d4? Or is that a chance to hit?
That's on the chance to hit, yeah.
Okay, so 6 to hit? Or 6 to damage?
Okay. Yeah, they like, and they are ragged. They're barely standing up still.
Okay.
They're like slowly trying to turn a little bit to see what's happening, and they look like they've got the wind knocked out of them a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna use a bonus action to disengage,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
As
move
you're
behind.
disengaging.
Oh, go ahead, please.
No, it's okay. Where you move? Where you want to move first? But
Yeah, I was gonna disengage and move and put some objects between us, so it'd be a little bit more of a
okay.
distance.
As you're disengaging, give me a perception check.
Absolutely. It is an 18.
Okay. Lorys, as you move around this figure,
Erebus?
Erebus, sorry.
Sorry.
as you move around this figure and their hood kind of falls away, what you see is a dark-haired elven face with tattooed markings. And in this light, you swear that it has yellow eyes.
Does that mean anything to me?
You know that elves from your homeland had eyes ranging from yellow to red in the spectrum.
Do I recognize the markings?
You don't recognize the markings. Well, I mean, you could roll to see if you recognize the markings. That would be
Investigation.
intelligence or arcana. Maybe history or arcana. Give me that. I'll give you that.
Okay, I'll do history.
Okay.
8.
Can't quite place him.
Okay.
Also, over the shoulder of this figure, through the doorway of this tent, you see what looks like let's see here. You see nope, not that. Oh, that didn't work. Why is it not doing that? Come on. You see a guard of some kind. It's not wanting to.
I saw a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
It's like
No.
that sting.
Yeah. Don't know why it's not doing it. Let me try over here.
Is it the free draw thing? Like maybe a rectangle would be better, if there is such a thing.
Well, it's. Can you see that? Did it
Yeah.
stay? Okay.
It stayed.
Perfect. I was like, why is it not staying?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, that's what you see through there.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Well, let me ask you, like, the yellow eyes, is that, like, how much am I cluing in on that could be potential homeland? Or is it common for other elves
So you
to have
know
yellow? Yeah.
that elves of your homeland have eyes that are yellow, orange, red in any hue
Yeah.
they're in.
Yeah.
You know, the other homelands don't have that. But other than it being an elf with a tattooed markings on its, like around its face and neck, and eyes that appear to be yellow, you don't know.
Okay. Roger.
You are also in a tent that has got a fairly yellow hue to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay.
Put that in my back
Who had
pocket.
the 15? Yeah, who had the 15?
I think it was CJ. Or Tika Tik.
Thought it was me.
Oh, did you hit the 15? My bad.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Let me look at the log.
Yeah, Tika Tik had the first.
I don't.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah, that's right. That's right. It's
Although
you, Vigo.
CJ disconnected, so.
Yeah, he went first.
Yeah, I
Vigo.
had the 15. Okay, so, what do people look like? Do all these folks look like magic-y folk on the ground, plus the guy at the table? And I assume
They
I
all
can't
look
see the
to
person
be,
outside.
potentially in robes. They do have like blankets over them. But from your knowledge, this was a magic user's tent. That's about all you know.
Okay. I'm gonna try for Toll the Dead on the one that's looking pretty bad that we've been beating up.
Okay, the one at the table?
And yeah, that's a DC 14 Wisdom check.
DC 14 Wisdom.
Or a save, maybe. Hang on.
Yeah, that's okay.
Save.
Yeah, save. So.
Yeah, it's a save 14 versus Wisdom.
Okay, well that would be a fail.
Nice. So I'm gonna roll a 1d8 and 4 damage. And there's probably some kind of effect. If the target's missing any of his hit points, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage.
So you need to roll the 1d12
I
instead of the
rolled the
1d8.
wrong stinking dice. Okay, let me roll a 12. Watch it be like a 1. 7 necrotic.
Okay, so you hit it with this necrotic blast. And at the moment, it's looking at Erebus as Erebus has passed it and it's holding its attention. Erebus, you see this necrotic energy start kind of swirling up over it, and it's around its face and exposed areas, and it just kind of like twitches and falls over.
Nice. I will stay put, and I think I'm done.
Has it been defeated?
It has been
Like
defeated.
It has been defeated. It's been
Yes.
killed. Okay.
Yeah, it falls to the ground. You're fairly certain it's
Okay.
dead or unconscious in some way.
Okay.
Okay.
So now that we know that this is possibly from Erebus's homeland,
You don't know that.
okay, but now that I know that this is some type of elf, do we see that the sleeping creatures are the same or similar? Do I not know that it's elf either? Do I not know that it's? You smiled.
I mean, you're within 10 feet of it. I would say yes. You probably have recognized it as an elf of some kind. The tattoos on the face and stuff, totally foreign. You don't know. The ones sleeping, you can't necessarily tell from over here.
They have their
Even-
robes over their face as well. They sleep like that.
They sleep with their hands on their faces. Yes. No, I mean
Okay.
they're humanoid for sure. One you think is definitely a human. One looks like it has some horn-like protrusions of some kind. The other you're not sure.
So who's up? I'm sorry. Lost power, so I got everything booted back up. So I'm getting my sea
I
legs
just
under me
went with
again.
a 15. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Sorry. It's Lorys' turn.
Lorys, okay.
Oh no, sorry. It's
So,
Skol's turn. Skol's turn. My bad.
Scroll
My bad.
start, okay.
Skol is
And then-
pretty focused right now. He is taking a big, great sword swing at the one on the ground, who
Just
is
hacking.
like eyes open now and is like, kind of like. Yeah, that is definitely a hit. Okay, so, oh, hold on. He actually is gonna. You see him like take his hand and slide it along the edge of his blade first before he does it this time, to do one of those rites that he has, you know. Crimson Rite.
What a weird.
He's cut himself.
Yeah, he is weird, right? Okay. So yeah, with that, on his second swing, yes, there are now two people in said pallet. He is sliced clean through.
Wrong dead guy.
Well, the guy outside died.
Oh, what the heck? Goodness gracious.
Seder Hoplite.
That's a cool little overlay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Where's this other one going? Come on. There we go.
That worked.
Okay. Now it is Lorys's turn.
So the guard or whatever that was outside of the tent, did it look like they're coming this way, or that they've been alerted or anything like that?
I mean, you don't necessarily know that it's there yet. Actually, give me a perception check.
I think I was the only person that saw it.
Vigo,
So
you
I
can
asked
give me
for
one
it
too,
too.
but with disadvantage.
Okay.
7.
Disadvantage. for Vigo.
Disadvantaging?
Yep.
Disadvantaging. I got a 6.
Did you say perception with
Perc-
I got a 7, so it probably fails.
Yeah,
if you
perception.
get that
So
wrong.
yeah, neither one of you know anything.
Okay, so since I don't know of anything going on outside of the tent, so are these other two, are they still kind of asleepish?
So far, yeah. I mean, like,
Okay,
literally, it's been one turn and you've killed two of these
I'm gonna go 1,
guys.
2, 3, 4, and I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp on this guy while he's asleep.
Shocking Grasp?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is a. Oh, God. Do I get advantage since he's prone or asleep or whatever?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay.
And you get a +4. Or a D4.
To your
And
attack.
a plus a D4.
Yeah,
So
Because you're blessed, yeah.
13 plus. Those are the worst rolls. Okay, so 17.
Yeah, that
to hit.
hits. Absolutely.
Okay. So that's 1d8 damage. 5 damage.
Okay.
Lightning damage, if it matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Right. Hold on 1 second.
So you could just like run off.
Yeah. Can I finish my movement, or do we not do that?
No, you can finish your movement. If you don't want to be there
since
by
it
it.
has no reaction, I'll go 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh, actually, 3, because I have 35 movement. Not 3. That's it for me.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right, so then, well, That one's dead. So
He killed that one.
no. Sorry. The two. I was
Oh, okay.
talking initiative order. Okay. Well, the other than the one that you just shocked, the other one is still asleep. But you shocked that one awake, so he is taking his turn order. He sees you hitting him, and he is going to stand up, and he sees you with a bit of confusion and says, "Guards! Guards!" And then he stands up and attempts to yeah, he's going to cast something on you. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a good point, Vigo. It's a good point.
Is this a reaction or is this guy's turn?
No, this is his turn. I mean, he's the only one left in the turn order at the moment.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
12.
Okay. You feel yourself lock up, and you feel yourself that you are held in place.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah. So for the moment, you are paralyzed.
Lorys is paralyzed.
Lorys is paralyzed.
Okay.
Does anyone else look paralyzed to me?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
But yeah, basically as you're backing up, you kind of take a step and he reaches out and casts it at you, and you're paralyzed standing there. So, okay. It is now. They will have to come in on the next turn. So it is Tika's turn.
Okay, so feeling a little conflicted here. We came in here, guns blazing, thinking we were attacking Shademyst, thinking we were attacking Meowlers, and now I've got an elf that's dead at one set of feet. Can I see and tell that the other one was what kind of creature the other one was? That's now two creatures, two half creatures.
That one was a human.
Human. So like,
You
golly.
can, so
okay.
here's the thing. You can tell one of them's a human, one of them looks like a tiefling, and then the third one is actually a Mueller that is asleep.
Mueller's asleep. All right.
Threw out some random tokens to confuse you guys.
Listen, give me like 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds
The dead
here.
one is a human, and then the other ones are
Yeah, the dead one is a human.
as represented by the tokens, a tiefling,
And
and then
well,
a Mueller.
so the one that's not the Mueller there.
Reskin or whatever
yeah.
is the Mueller.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so
I mean, it's been like a total of like 10 seconds since you've been in this.
it's been 10
tent.
seconds. No, I know.
So,
okay. All right. So, she's going to, how much communication can I do as a free action? Like, what does it look like in this situation?
So obviously, because you're communicating with hands or gestures, I mean, I'll give you like you can communicate a full thought or something,
Okay.
and then we'll see if they see you.
Okay. So she's gonna give a couple clicks, try and get their attention, and she's gonna make this symbol, trying to get them to bind, and pointing at the one that just cast the spell. She doesn't want them she doesn't want him to die, but she's gonna try and like bind him, tie him up, and then she's gonna knock an arrow and try to hit the Meowler. She doesn't care about the Meowler, but
Okay. So the Mauler is prone and asleep, so it'll be a disadvantage.
prone and asleep. So a non-moving target is a disadvantage.
It's prone. So I mean, straight roll. I'll give you a
Straight roll. Okay. All right.
Because they're
Okay.
not moving,
All right. Not moving.
but they are prone.
They
It's
are
harder
prone.
to
They are
hit.
prone. They are prone. Okay. Okay. All right. Still, I think that's gonna be her best bet. I think it's gonna be her best bet. All right. So, with disadvantage, you said
No, just straight roll.
straight roll. So
It would be
19,
disadvantage because of prone, but yeah, no, yeah, you hit.
Yeah. So it's a 19 plus 8, so it'd be a 26, 27. So, and then damage is 12.
12. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 plus 4.
Very nice. So yeah, so you communicate. We'll say the person who can see it at the moment is Erebus, and at the moment, give me a perception with advantage. Since
Erebus
Tika
or me?
is Erebus, since
Okay.
Tika's in front of you, I just want to make sure that he does see you. Make this symbol.
First one was a 17. Next
Yeah,
one's
that's fine.
24.
Yeah. Okay. So you saw it. So you kind of got the gesture that he wanted to like bind that one.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Is that it?
That's
Tika?
fine.
You gonna move?
Yep.
Do anything else?
Communicate. Nope. Don't move. Let me handle you real quick. No, I'm not in the way. I'm not in the way. So
Okay.
I'm just. Yeah, if I was in the way, I might have stepped back to allow whoever to get through there. But
Okay. Absolutely. Perfect. Erebus, your turn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go non-conventional on this one. I've got like a sinking feeling in my stomach from noticing the eyes, and almost like in a moment where I'm kind of going like black, or I'm not really paying attention. I feel like we've got the enemy outnumbered. I'm actually going to make movement back to the corpse, the original one that we killed.
Mm-hmm.
And up to you, DM, if you want to make this an action or whatever, but I would like to investigate the corpse on the ground.
Yeah, go ahead.
Looking for clues. If I would need to yell into everybody to stop or not. So, okay. So, investigation.
I mean, it'll be your action, but yeah. So
Okay. I rolled an 8.
Okay. You do have bless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's roll a d4. Let me add
Yep,
a d4
D4.
to it. D4 roll. Okay, that's add a 4, so 12.
Nice. Yeah.
Got
Okay.
lucky there.
So with that, you find not a whole lot. It looks like there are some parchment, some like minor components in a pouch. But what you do find is a necklace on this creature, on this elf.
Okay.
And it does appear to be made of Emberbark wood.
Okay.
So you can take that if you will.
Yeah, I'll take it. I can get a thought out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, there's also a guard outside too, though.
And you're the only one that knows that at the moment.
Right. I'm just gonna. I can't really get in character. I'm not really feeling it, but, hey guys, I think, I think we're attacking the wrong people. I'm just gonna stop there.
What?
Unless I'm allowed to tell more. I doubt it though.
No, I mean that's probably it there. So.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, it is Vigo's turn.
Okay. I'm still not aware of the person outside.
No.
Creature outside, and we've got 2 alive, still prone.
Yeah, 1 injured. Actually, they're all injured at this point.
Third. 60 feet is 1. 60 feet will hit anybody. So I hesitate because of Erebus's call out. But then finally, does either person on the ground look bloody?
Not quite.
Okay. I would say if it's close enough, I have intent to knock these people out. I don't know if you can do that with a spell.
Okay.
But I'm going to toll the dead again on the tiefling looking token, the red one.
Okay. Yeah. You said it's a wisdom save?
Yeah, versus 14 wisdom.
Okay. So they do resist. So is it half damage? Okay.
No, it just misses.
Okay.
Okay, so movement. Move over closer to this elf. 3, 4. And this thing's dead, right? Dead, not in the system.
You could attempt to do something if you want.
Can I spare the dying as a bonus action on the creature there in front of me?
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
If you roll above a 12, I'll say that you spare them.
18.
Okay. As
Keep that guy
Erebus,
alive.
as you are knelt there over this person, Vigo comes over and touches it, and it goes. Doesn't wake up, but you see there's a sense of life still in this creature.
That's all for me.
Okay. Let's see. Well, your lucky Skol rolled a natural 20 on his perception. Otherwise, he may have continued. Skol is going to use his greatsword to bash this one in the head with the hilt. So, non-lethal.
We hope.
Because he's still not convinced. But he is going to at least somewhat listen. All right, well, that's a natural 20.
Dang, Skol's on fire.
Yeah.
So they're concussed. Just a little bit.
They are concussed. So 14 plus. Okay, so 17. So that one is definitely bloodied now. Taking a large blow to the head from Skol. He moves over this way. Maybe. I can't move him. There we go. Okay. And then let's see. Okay. It is now Lorys' turn.
So I'm paralyzed, so I do like a saving throw or something?
So at the end of your turn, you can roll a saving throw to try to get out of it.
Wait, at the end of my turn?
Yeah, so basically you don't get a turn.
So, a good question from CJ is that paralysis a concentration spell?
That is a good
Oh
question.
yes, that was my other question. Is that
Hold
because
person, I believe is. So let's see.
But they didn't take any damage, or they did take damage from Skol.
They did
If it's
take
the one
damage
that just
from
gets
Skol.
smacked in the head, I would
Yeah,
think
it's
they're
the
not-
one that's awake. So yes.
With a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh right. Oh okay. Yeah. Because I was hoping they would break concentration when Vigo attacked, when they missed. But yeah, I forgot. So Skol attack. So was that a concentration spell?
I believe so, but let me just double check. Okay.
I think it is.
Let's see. Yes, it is concentration. So,
So was concentration
so
broken?
he basically got bashed in the head and lost his concentration. So, you are no longer paralyzed.
Okay. Let me ask this. So I heard Erebus say that I think we're fighting the wrong people.
You can give me a perception check if you like.
19.
This is a good day of rolling.
Certainly, I heard something
seriously.
shouted within the same tent.
Yeah, you are. There we go. Come on. Okay. Well, yeah, you realize that. You hear that.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I established telepathic speech with this wizard tiefling, and I asked them why they've joined the Shademyst.
Okay. So you're doing this as your action?
That's a bonus action to establish it? As
to
a bonus
establish
action?
it now. Here's the thing: to establish that, do you have to be a willing creature?
It just says a creature that I can see within 30 feet.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can
Yeah.
speak
So
with it
as a bonus
telepathically.
action, yes, you can do that. And then you ask it. He looks up and he says back to you telepathically. You sense this kind of snarl of anger Um, and he simply says, in your mind, the Shademyst will be your undoing. And that's it.
I cast Sorcerer's Bolt at him.
Okay. All right. Give me an attack roll.
I don't understand what that means, so paralyze me. Ah, jeez. Oh, I still have blessed though. Am I still
do have
blessed? Is
bless.
that correct? 9 plus 11. Jeez. Happiest rolls.
Yeah, you miss with an 11.
Okay.
So
You got in your head.
yeah, the vehemence that came back was just overwhelming. But
So then that's it. I'm not moving. I'm gonna chill right here.
okay, he is very hurt at the moment,
Yeah, we're trying
and
to make it worse.
He reaches up to Skol, and he casts a spell at it. And that does not work. So you see this flash of purplish light in front of Skol, but nothing seems to happen. So now the other one, he stands up, and I would delete this prone thing, but it's not letting me again. So that's fantastic. So
Oops.
he is going
Undo.
to. What'd you do?
I
Oh.
thought I deleted the covering.
Yeah, I think you got it now. Maybe. You can try. Erebus, it's going to reach out, actually, and see you laying over this other creature and cast Sacred Flame on you. So give me a dex save.
Luckily,
Dex
I'm
save.
luckily I'm high there for me. Yeah, an 18.
Okay. Yeah.
Casually.
You do see this dark purplish energy that kind of flies by you from the one who's now standing up. He's no longer prone. And that's it. He actually does well, let's see. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'll do a deck saving throw all day, any day.
I knew you would.
+9 or +7.
Okay. Gosh. Oh, this is why. This is why. Hold on. You know when you close the wrong window? That's what happens.
It's never happened to me, ever.
There we go. Okay. Goodness gracious, that's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, so he is going to move over here. At this point, two things happen. Two of the Zetali jump out of the hole and rush around you at the same time as two guards come from the doorway. Of course. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
They really need to work on their Boolean algebra.
I know, seriously. Stupid cloud-based thing.
So for those of you on podcast,
Yeah. The DM is struggling with the VTT. That's what it is. Okay, so these two guards come in and these two Zetali pounce on them. They start grappling with them at the moment, and they turn and say to the two of you, and these two guards are mulers in some like ornamental armor at this point. So they look not very similar to any of the just common soldiery. They look like they have some sort of ornamental armor. But they do turn to you all and say, "Quickly, we need to figure out what's in this tent. We need to take it out."
The Muellers say that when they
No,
come
the
into
Zetali.
tent?
The Zetali.
The Zetali. God.
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have 3 magic users that are conscious, and 2 guards that walk in.
One
They-
magic user that is unconscious, 2 that are conscious but quite hurt, and then
Okay.
2 guards. Although I'm having issues here, so
Are the only person with yellow eyes in the whole place is the elf, right?
I mean, you don't know anything about yellow eyes, so
Well, I can look at people's eyes though.
well they've been
See,
unconscious
or-
since you.
Vigo's like,
I,
I got
I am-
eyeballs.
I can't do a whole lot, but I can do that.
They have been unconscious since you.
Okay.
His mother always
I
says,
have not
eyes
seen
are the
their
way to the
eyes.
soul.
Or they unconscious.
That's
not seen their
that's
eyes,
fair
yes.
if I haven't seen their eyes throughout
Yeah.
the battle. They were asleep for a long time.
Yep, yep.
And now they're still asleep. Have I seen the eyes of the elf that we first attacked?
Oh no! I'm sorry. You can have maybe looked at the eyes of the others. The eyes of the elf,
Yeah.
you have not seen. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Okay. Of either of the two others, do they look like they have eyes that are yellow?
Not that you can tell. No.
Okay.
All right, so okay. So who's up next?
So it's back to the turn order. It's
Okay,
going to
so-
be Tika Tik. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so they're shouting for us to figure out what's in this tent. Golly. Okay.
In the distance, Lorys, like if you're looking out through the door, you see this large fire ball that's like coming from the wall down in front to where you assume is where the front of the army is. And it's like, basically there's
From the
some
wall
sort
the
of
castle.
far away. There's a bright light as some sort of attacks are happening, that direction. the distraction is happening that you knew was coming. So,
All right, so Tika Tik's going to let someone else do the exploring. It doesn't make sense for her to try to run around and skirt in between all these people to try to get to those tables or the grimoire or any of those things. So she's going to let fly another arrow, try to take this Mueller out. Even if Erebus is saying we're attacking the wrong people, all she knows is that while the others may be wrong people, this Mueller's got to die.
perfect.
All right. So that is a 19.
That hits.
Keep it going.
And damage is a 10.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you hit this Mueller and in the shoulder, and it stumbles back over one of the boxes a little bit. It looks like it's right on the last leg, kind of thing. Erebus, what do you do next? Or do you want to move anywhere, Tika? You're
Nope.
kind of hunkered under this table at the moment, so.
Yeah, no, I'm right where I want to be.
Okay.
Man. Okay. I'm staying put. I'm not moving anywhere because I'm on top of the person that I want to be kind
Okay.
of protecting in this moment. So my attention's drawn towards that floating stone.
Mhm.
Do you require a perception or investigation check, or can you remind me what we observed?
I would
about that stone?
say, so you see the stone. You see that it is
Mhm.
floating above the table. It appears these chains are taut, keeping it in place over this table. You see there were kind of runes on the table and on the chains, and even some on the stone. The stone is quite massive, but it's there, and it is giving off this glowing yellow light.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, given that it's magic, and we have two other individuals on this party that are more magic based than I am, I'm gonna do a cool little ninja turn, and I'm gonna try to finish off this Mueller
Okay.
from a ranged attack.
Awesome.
So, short bow. So I draw my short bow, and I roll an 11 plus the D4. Man, that's 3 4s in a row. So a 15.
You see it bounce off of its shoulder. Doesn't quite land.
Okay. I think I'm gonna stay put. Bonus action. Yeah.
Use
I'm
your
gonna stay-
bless.
Yeah,
He
that was
did.
the plus.
That's how he
4.
got to
11
15.
plus 4.
Okay. Next is Vigo. What are you doing?
Oh, am I allowed to communicate real quick?
Yeah, I'll let you communicate.
Okay, so whoever was calling out, hey, let's get this out of the tent.
So the two shields are the Zetali, and they're like I
Okay.
said, they're currently struggling with the Muellers over here right now.
Yeah. So
they're
I'm gonna
kind of
ask.
taking- yeah.
I'm gonna ask, like, is it that stone? Because I'm trying to get their attention and pointing.
Okay. So you asked that.
Yeah.
Okay. Vigo, what are you doing?
Can I probably don't have enough oomph to move, take out my mace, and strike with it all in one turn, do I? I typically
free
have
action
shield
to-
in one hand and
It's a free action
hand-
to
yeah.
it's a free action to take out a weapon. So yeah. I mean, if you want to hit something with your mace, that's fine. Go for it.
Do it.
I move over to the crystal,
Okay.
take out my mace, hit it as hard as I can.
Okay.
The
Give me an
crystal
attack
or
roll.
the chains?
The
Crystal.
grin on Seth's face was, oh jeez, okay.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, jeez.
Glad get to see what happens to him before it's my turn.
Yeah. Bye, Vigo.
All right, here we go. I don't even know if I have a
Nat 1.
thing
Nat
nude
1.
up for hitting him with mace. Oh yeah, here we go. +2,
Please be in that one.
17 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, you hit it. Give me some damage.
And that was the campaign.
9 points of, I assume, bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you hit it and you feel like you make solid contact with it. But you also kind of get this like reverberation and you take 5 points of damage. But there is an indent on the crystal where it looks like you hit it, did some damage.
Okay. I moved 2. I think I'm gonna skirt off around the other. Let's see, I moved 1, so 1. Can you pass through allies?
Yeah, I mean like
I want to hear how you do it
Just
though.
don't-
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
you
sliding
leapfrogging?
between
Are
the
you
legs?
leapfrogging Tika or are you
Yeah.
This is
No,
important to the story.
I
Yeah.
walk between Lorys and the crystal, careful to not touch the crystal, but I keep my eyes on it, like investigating its surface as I go around.
Okay, so you want to investigate
2.
it?
Sure.
Okay.
3.
Okay. Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Maybe.
Actually, instead give me an arcana check.
Let me see where I wind up. 5. I'm trying to go over here so I can get a clear shot at somebody. So, all right, Arcana with regular advantage. I got a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, as you inspect it, as you're looking around, you get the sense that this is putting off some pretty constant magic. You get the sense that the runes on the chains are holding it in place, keeping it from floating away, basically, and keeping it attached to the crystal. And you get the sense that this is some sort of... Let me see here. Sorry, I'm looking for the right word. One moment. Come on. D&D Beyond is not happy right now.
At this point, I think it's operator error. I mean,
I think
you're
you need
having all
more
the
rams.
issues.
I think it's I think it's Owlbear is like I think it's
Taking your
Owlbear,
damage.
and I think the browser that I've been running Owlbear in is what it is.
Internet Explorer.
Netscape.
Are you on AOL? Come on, man.
There we go. It's about time. Okay, you get the sense that it is it is an illusion school magic that is coming off of it.
It's interesting. Okay. I if I can as a free or bonus, I yell out a few words. Let's see. This thing's magic. I think it might be controlling them.
All right. Skol. He's not happy. Let's see. Okay. So he swings once again with his great sword, pommel first, and hits this tiefling in the head, knocking it unconscious. So
Nice.
he can't not knock it unconscious, basically, at this point. So yeah. And then he is going to He's gonna come over here and
Continue
assist.
his reign of terror.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Now it is this other guy's turn. Vigo, he sees you coming for him. And he is going to yeah, he's going to cast Sacred Flame. So give me a dex save.
Three.
Okay. Fantastic.
So I take no damage.
Yeah, you do. Okay. So he hits you with Sacred Flame. He is going to hit you for
This is the Mueller.
6. This is the Mueller. He hits
Yeah.
you with 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Lorys, you're last on this round. And then we're going to resolve some things.
So these chains that have runes on them, so I guess I have a question. Can I cast Shocking Grasp on these chains, or is that essentially
Sure.
the same thing as casting it on the crystal itself?
You're not sure, but go for it.
All of my spells say one creature, which won't
They
work.
say to target a creature, so can I mean, for the sake of what's going on here, does that matter?
I mean, like, I know it says one creature,
Right.
but
I used Shocking Grasp to open that door previously.
yeah, creative use of a spell. Go for it.
Okay.
Give me an attack.
I'm going to
roll.
cast Shocking Grasp on this chain nearest me.
Okay.
So the spell says that it is with advantage if it's
Metal. Yep.
wearing metal armor. So I'm presuming
Since
I
it's a
get
metal
advantage?
chain,
Okay. Um, 21 to hit.
okay, yep, absolutely. Give me some damage.
Should just melt it.
And then that's a 1d8. 7 damage. to the
7?
Chain. Yeah.
Okay. So,
That's connected to a crystal. that
yes, absolutely.
converts
So
damage
you
back.
do the damage to this chain, and it arcs up and down it. It hits the crystal as well, and you actually see the chain snap off of it, and so it kind of rises up, still connected to the other two chains, but it's got a little like arcing energy on it. However, you do also take 7 points of lightning damage yourself.
Okay. Now I have resistance to lightning damage. So what does that
Okay.
mean? Do I
So it
take
means you take
3
4.
or 4? Okay.
Yes.
When I took damage from the reverberation off
bludgeoning.
the crystal,
Yeah.
was it bludgeoning?
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Okay. That ends the turn order at the moment. The Zetali are still taking care of the Muellers. For brevity's sake, you all are within 1 hit of taking out the remainder of the creatures in here. The Zetali have, shown their elite skills, even tired as they are, and have incapacitated these Muellers. They turn towards you at the moment and say, "Quickly, we've got but a few moments before we need to jump back in the hole and escape. Grab what you can. Keep, let's. If we think this is a source of something for them, then let's destroy it or not. But grab what you can and let's get out of here, and we'll leave it less useful for them." So
Can I look
Everybody-
around for?
yeah, I was gonna say, everybody give me a description of what you want to do in these last moments in the tent here. Do you want
All right.
to
I want to look for
investigate?
something.
Do you want to pull this elf to safety? Do you want to?
I
I
don't
wanna
know that I
find
really have
something
any connection to
explosive.
the elf. Yeah, I want to scoop up every single one of these scrolls that I can
Okay.
and see what's going on. I don't know that I really have any kind of
Give me a
sympathetic
D20 roll,
connection to any
Lorys.
creatures in here.
I mean, the crystal is still there, kind of like trying to break free of its, chains. It's got a much like some more cracks in it that look like there's some little like lightning burns in the sides of it. Some of the runes on it seem to not, to be maybe ruined.
Yeah, I don't feel
Um,
like I can break both of the chains, so I feel like something might happen if I break both of the chains, but I don't feel like I can do that, so I don't want to like spend my last moments breaking one chain and then running off, and then what I'm saying.
Lorys, I think you speak the most languages. Do you recognize these runes?
Oh, that's a good question. Do I recognize the runes?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
What speech do you know, or what?
22 is my Arcana check,
Okay.
and languages. I have Common, Elvish, Primordial, and Undercommon.
Okay. You do not recognize it.
Okay.
Give me a D20 roll. We'll say for an investigation to give you a modifier.
Investigation. I'm getting good rolls. Dirty 20.
Okay. You grab a bunch of scrolls. You grab some loose pieces of parchment, a couple books, and you head towards the hole.
Okay. I'll write all that down.
I'm gonna throw my buddy on my back.
Okay.
Taking him with us.
Taking him with you, heading towards the hole.
If I
Anything
gotta
else
drag
as you
him, I
go?
will. I think my hands are gonna be full. But
I mean,
yeah,
you're standing
I'm-
next to this potion table. If you, but do what you think Erebus would do in this situation. You think you're pretty
I think
focused?
Erebus
Okay.
is like hellbent on or 9
That's
hells
fine.
bent.
So you take this this elf
Yeah.
towards the hole. Okay. Anybody else?
So, Grimoire, is that open?
It does look like it's open.
Okay. Tika's gonna try and signal to Skol to break that last chain, but she's making her way to the Grimoire. She's gonna rip out as many pages as she can from the open book and take those with her.
Okay.
It's
Give-
chained, right? It's chained to the.
It's chained to the podium. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Skol. He's going to make an attack. Okay, he gets a 23.
Jeez.
So he winds up with his greatsword. And he swings down right onto the middle of the crystal. Kind of hitting it at the same time. You hear this crack. Like, kind of like hitting like a stone or concrete or something. And you see this large crack right down through the middle of the stone. You also see him take a step back as he takes some damage as well. But it damages the stone enough that it goes, and the light within starts to dim and flicker, and it kind of lowers, rises, lowers, and then just kind of onto the table, in what appears to be an inert state. So, anything else? What else you got? And what were you trying to do? Oh, you ripped. Give me a strength check, Tika Tik.
Strength check.
I mean, you're ripping a phone book in half here, so. mean,
No,
really,
not
but
like a
I know,
focus
I know,
and
I know.
half.
You're saying, I know you're, but you're
How
still
many
like
pages?
how like are like okay. So let me put it this way: are you dexterously trying to page, or are you trying to grab a handful of pages and rip them out?
I'm thinking a handful of pages, but like
Okay.
not a crazy amount of pages. Like she knows she
Sure,
can't rip it in
sure.
half, but she like
Right,
this.
right.
Her thoughts are this
So
is
then give me a
open.
strength. So then give me a
This
strength
is
check.
what they've just recently used.
Yeah.
These are the pages she wants. So
I'll say with advantage. It's a book.
well, I rolled 20 the first time. Do you want me to roll again?
Look, Mr. Natural 20.
He just yanks it off
Okay.
the podium.
I am keeping this one
Listen,
handy
so
forever.
you rip out of this book, and it's not just like you rip the pages. It's like, you know, when you take a notepad or something and you try to rip several pages off and you get like the glue binding with it, you get like a whole section of that.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that, and then she's out.
What else? Vigo, were you trying to do anything?
I was, but the crystal's broken now
Yes.
in half.
It's not quite broken in half, but it has a massive crack and a bunch of little spider cracks on it. Some of the runes look burned on it. It is not glowing anymore at the moment.
Dude, I was typing the same thing, Erebus. I was typing the same thing. Same thing.
Were
Yeah.
you... What? Go ahead.
So my original thought was to find anything combustible or explosive and try to get it underneath it. Do I notice any pieces of it on the floor that are not glowing that I could pick up and take with me?
You do, actually. There are several. You give me a perception check.
Okay. If I can find perception. Perceive things. Go. 8.
8. Okay. You find 2 pieces about the size of a finger that seem to have splintered off that are inert. So.
Okay, I'll grab those, stick them in a pocket if I got one, pack if I don't.
I'll say one does have the remains of a rune on it. So one
That'd be
blank,
awesome.
one blank, and one has the remains of a rune. So.
Okay.
Okay. So you all grab
take
all
them
this. Perfect. You grab it. You start to head out. The Zetali are kind of ushering you towards the gap as quickly as possible. And they say, "All right, we're gonna collapse the hole as we backtrack through. But anybody have some way of like creating some sort of like, fire or explosion or something
Oh,
like that?"
come on. No, Lorys, go away.
I can kind of do a little bit.
No, none of
both.
us have that.
All right, well, let's get to it then and hurry up.
Oh, man.
Think I'm gonna have something for the occasion here.
So, Lorys, what spell do you use?
All of
I'll do
them.
bonfire if they want a fire, and I have thunderclap if they want an explosion.
So we'll say you set bonfire. Where do you set the bonfire? Where do you
let's-
start it?
So it has to be on the ground. So I will.
I would say on the ground or on a surface.
So I can start it like at the top of that ladder steps. That was the way we left. So it's on the-
Okay. So you're just gonna start it in the hole before you get in it? Just kidding.
after we get there, we're already here.
Well, they're gonna collapse the hole over that ladder. Like, there's not a ladder here. You climbed out of dirt. The ladder was back in the castle. So,
Oh, yeah,
if anything
so-
else, I would say you probably would find something within the tent to catch on fire. Just where do you put it?
I'll start the bonfire at the entrance to the tent where
Okay.
those guards are.
Okay. Yeah, they're incapacitated,
Because I'm
knocked
within
out.
distance
So.
because I'm right next to the crystals. So
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
start
say you're able to
right-
get it and then
right
head to the
here.
hole. So you're
Right
fine.
here, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, you set a fire. You head to the hole. You guys jump in the hole, and as you are hurrying through, Erebus, you have a Zetali that is helping you, carry this while the others are collapsing it back, you're bringing this elf with you, and you are rushing towards the castle through the tunnel, and that is where we'll end tonight's episode. So,
Holy crud, man!
thank you for joining us.
So many
much
layers.
happened. So much happened.
Hopefully it was worth it, Tika. I'm sorry for the extra time, but
How it goes.
love you guys. Have a good night.
It's asleep.
See you.
God bless.